Welcome to Rewatch. We're on Season 3, Episode 13 of Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. This one's called Monster. Ventress is basically going on a mission to discover the male species of Darth Maul's, I think they're Darth Maul's clan, I think is what they are. And so she tests them all out. Of course, Savage, this is the first appearance of Savage. And he's really a nice guy at first, kind of scrawny, but a scrapper. And he's trying to just save his clan. They're all trying to work together to escape this. Of course, he ends up being the most powerful one. And the witches do a seance over him to give him, to infuse dark side energy inside of him. And I think they say the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. I'm kidding. But my thoughts did flash to that acolyte debacle that everyone was talking about when I saw them infusing, doing these chants around Savage. And so Savage is now a hulking beast now he's a big brute monster, right? He's like Frankenstein's monster. Ventress has him under her soul control, and they force him to kill his friend. And then, of course, they present him as the Count's new apprentice. He's this big buff, looks like a WWE wrestler. Like, impressive. Of course he's impressive. He's 7'4" and a brick wall. That's what you want. That's what, the power comes in looks and stuff. Savage overall. Now, I know at this point, they already knew they're going to introduce Darth Maul later on the next season. They'll get to that in a minute, but I have a theory. It's just a theory, that George Lucas told Filoni no. He said, "Can we bring back Darth Maul?" And I bet he said no, because a long time ago, George Lucas, his friends call him Bruce. I don't know. George Lucas said Darth Maul is dead. I chopped him in half so you can never bring him back. Now I'll get back to this when we get to season 4's episode on that. But I feel like at this point, he was still saying no when season 3 was being written. And then maybe halfway through it, about this point, he went, okay. But when he had said no, they had created Savage. So they went ahead and brought Savage in. And the reason I say that is because his story arc as being the Night Sister's puppet, or Ventress's revenge, doesn't last long. And I think if it was going to last that long, I am getting way ahead of my. But then Savage would have been a much bigger character in the series, and it probably would have stretched out to season 3, accumulating maybe in a season 3 finale, or even revealed in season 4. Now, and introduced a new, big bad brooding guy. It is kind of tragic, his story. Honestly, I don't care that much of Savage. I do remember him, seeing him for the first time, and I thought, well, okay, they couldn't bring Maul back, so they made up their own Maul to do it. And at this point, I had no idea they'd ever bring Maul back, because again, what George Lucas himself said about bringing the character back was not going to happen at the time. Now, George can change his mind. That's totally fine. But again, I'll get to that in a later episode, I'm sure. But let me know, episode 13, Monster, what'd you think about it? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time on Rewatch.